What happens after you die? Do you become a ghost and get to haunt your family? Do you walk towards a mysterious light that never ends? Or do you just get buried and that's it? Here's the truth about what happens after it's time for you to die. 1 second after you die, you're either going up to heaven or down to hell. If you don't want to be thrown into hell for all of eternity, tap subscribe now and watch the video I have pinned in the comments. What happens?
All praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, who taught me this truth, who rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to you, Akim and Aqua, that be listening to the videos. This is your brother Kalak Har coming back at you with another video. And right now, you just saw the beginning of that. What happens after death. And this Christian, people of the world, all these people of the world think they know what happens after death, but it's clearly in the Bible. It's an easy topic. It's basics, but it was never taught to us, So we're gonna go through some of the scriptures that's in the Bible that applies to what happens after you leave this earth, So let's first get Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 7. Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return into the Most High who gave it. The spirit. So after you pass away, your body decomposes down and it returns to the earth. We was created from the earth. Let's get a precept on that. Was created from the dust of the ground. Like it says that, Salakia. It says, then shall the dust return to the earth. So if we go to Genesis, I think it's the second chapter. We can get this one. There's one more, I think, in chapter 3. Genesis 2 and 7. And the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, in all caps, God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So man was formed from the dust of the ground. That's where you get the word Adam from. It means from the ground. What does the ground look like? Different shades of brown, black, or different shades of brown, not black, Salakia. But it's different shades. So the Adamites were from the ground, It's just that chosen line that was chosen out of Adam. So remember, everybody came from the ground, and it was called Adam because Adam in the Hebrew is the ground. But there was a chosen line of Adam, that got breathed into his nostrils the breath of fresh, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And man became a living soul, because back then they was acting like the beasts of the field, just crazy, acting like animals. So that particular line of Adam got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding breathed into him. But the point is, and the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the ground. Let's go to 3. I think it's 19. Genesis 3 and 19. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread till thou return into the ground. So you're going to work until you die. Basically you're going to work until you go back into the ground. From the sweat of thy face, you sweating. That means you working hard. And eat bread, you eating the food that's out here. Not in particular this food, just food in general. For out of it was thou taken, because you was taken from the dust of the ground. From the dust thou art, and the dust shall thou return. So you're going to return to the dust, just like it's saying in Ecclesiastes 12 and 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who made it. It don't say it goes upward. It don't say it goes downward. It goes eastward. It goes westward. It goes back to the one that created it, the Father of spirits. That's the Lord. Let's get another one. Let's go to the New Testament, 2 Corinthians. And these are basics, write them down. Keep them close to you, because this is from the Bible, the Biblios. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. This is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because trust me, it's not out there. There's a billion and one things out there, but the Bible is the truth. This is a living document. This is a living document. For we, 2 Corinthians 5 and 10, for we must appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that has done, whether it be good or bad. So it don't matter what you've done in this life, or you're still gonna go to the Most High and His Son and in the judgment seat. It's not gonna be like these fabricated Christians thinking that you're gonna die, you're gonna float up to heaven, you're gonna stand in the line, you're gonna be looking at your watch and like, dang, what's taking the God so long? What's taking the Most High so long? You need to hurry this up. You're gonna get up there to the Son and the Father, and they're gonna open a book of your life. You're gonna big ass book, open it up, and then they're gonna skim down. Oh, at 6 years old, you stole $20 from Aunt Sally. We're not having that up here. They're gonna close your book. They're gonna toss it in a fireplace. They're gonna grab this big ass lever and pull it, and the floor is gonna sink under you, and you're gonna drop down to hell. That's not that's farce, man. That's fiction. That's not true. That's lying. That's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. That's not how it goes. Like I said, for we must appear before the judgment seat of the Most High, that everybody, or the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everybody may receive the things done in his body according to that hath done, whether it be good or bad. So good and bad people go to the same place. They go to the same place. I don't care if you killed 100 people, you did all of this wickedness stuff in there, and the person next to you never killed anybody, never did anything wrong. Guess what? They're going to the same place. It's not heaven or hell, good or bad. They go to the same place, to the spiritual realm, where you get a rest at. You get the rest up there. It's not, you don't have to worry about anything down here. You're not worried about anything down here. Nobody's contacting you down here or from up there. Nobody's, they're angels, but we'll get into that in a second. But we all gotta appear. And what brings on death? Let's go to Romans. First is transgression of the laws, but I think it's 6. Romans 6 and 23, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord. So the more sins you do is waging to death. What is sin? If we go to 1 John 3 and 4, 1 John 3 and 4, whoever committed sin transgressions also the laws, for the sin is the transgression of the law. So if you keep breaking laws, you're gonna die. I mean, point blank, period. The Lord is gonna call you. The Lord is gonna put those angels out there to come get you, and bring you back and saying, that's why when you see a 2-year-old die, a 65-year-old die, it's the Lord bringing them back to the spiritual realm. Either their sins has reached up where the Lord got to take them out, and that's what the Lord will do. So it's better that you know the laws and don't sin, like the basics, like eating pork, lobster, shrimp. That's basic stuff, because think about it. If you keep eating that stuff, you're tearing your body down. You're getting diabetes, you're getting heart disease. It's going in all in your pores, and that's going to lead to a horrible sickness, disease. And you're going to die in a painful way. You keep sinning. It's the sin. The wages of sin is death. You keep sinning, it's going to catch up to you. Point blank, period. Let's go to Job 4 and 7. Job 4 and 7. Remember Job 4:7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where was the righteous cut off? Even as I have seen, verse 8, they that plow iniquity also sow wickedness, reap the same. Verse 9, by the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. So remember, who's innocent? Whoever perishes being innocent. Now, if you're in this truth and you've been working and you've been diligent, there is, you're still in the sense of you got to go because the Lord had to, take you, but I'll endure his afflictions. So that's coming from another. But if you're not in this truth and you just, a wicked ass person in the world, then you die, you perish not being innocent. You wasn't innocent. Like I said, it wouldn't matter if you was 2, if you was 99. No matter the age, if you die, you wasn't innocent. So there's no innocent in death. There's nothing innocent about death. So when people get on TV and say, this should never die, or like a guy was crossing the street trying to help ducks cross the street, right? And after he helped them cross the street, he got struck by a car and died. People say, that's not fair. Why did he have to die? He was doing something that's nice, but you don't know the Lord's judgment. The Lord had to take him out for something he did. And that's how the Lord got to show you. Because people will call it, like I said, that say it's innocent, or it was an accident and that wasn't supposed to happen. Well, according to the Lord made it happen. So you can't sit here and say that when people die, it's innocent. It's not innocent unless you're in the truth. And that's still not innocent because, you had to be afflicted for something. The Lord had to come get you. But again, the people that die that was in this truth, they're going to be raised up at the last trumpet when the spaceships come back, when the chariots come back to save the elect, Lord willing. But let's go to Ecclesiastes 3. And moreover, Ecclesiastes 3:16, and moreover I saw under the sun a place of judgment, that the wickedness was there, and a place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So under the sun, this is a place of judgment. You get judged down here, and then you got to go back. You get judged for what you did in your past life, or you get judged for what you did in this life. It don't matter. That's why I go back to the 2-year-old done, the 1-year-old done, or getting shot, or 11-year-old getting shot in the chest. What did he do? He's just a little boy. The Lord got to pay you back. The Lord is going to pay you back. Especially Israelites. And the wicked going to get theirs. The wicked. But this is a place of judgment, and wickedness was there, and a place of righteousness. So it don't matter. It don't matter. But if we go into 1 Corinthians, and this was going to be quick, I didn't want to spend too much time on it. 1 Corinthians 15. And 40, or let's read this whole thing. So 1 Corinthians 15 and 38. But the Most High giveth it a body as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body. So everybody got their own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there's a flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, and another flesh of fishes, and another flesh of birds. That means for all you simpletons that think you was an animal back in the day, or somewhere along that line you was something else other than a human, that's not true. The scriptures is saying that all flesh is not the same. So you never was a dog, you never was an elephant, you never was a tiger, you was never none of those things. You always been in the human flesh. The fish has always been in the fish, the animals always been in the animals, the birds already been in birds. This is the point. There is also a celestial body and bodies terrestrial. Celestial means heavenly, from the out of this world. Terrestrial means literally from the ground. But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another one. There is one glory of the sun and another of the moon. Another glory of the stars, and for one star different from another star is glory. It's balance. The Lord is all about balance. Proverbs 11:1. So also in this resurrection of the dead, it is sown in corruption and is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor and raised in glory. It is sown in weakness and raised in power. It is 44. It is sown a natural body and it raises a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there's a spiritual body. So the natural body is what we're in. The spiritual body is what you get when you leave this earth. When you go back to the Lord, you go up into the heavens. You go into the spiritual realm. You go to paradise, but it's not what these people think you're going to be there internally. Actually, you're only there for 3 to 4 generations. Let's get that in Exodus. Salakia. Exodus 20:5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, upon the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So here's the point right here: visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. So that means you come back every 3rd and 4th generation, and you're gonna live out those what you did, your faults that you did to the Lord. So what you come back in another life, like this, take this life, all the things that you don't went through up until now, it's either what you did in this life or what you did in your past life. If you catching straight hell, we all catching hell, the Israelites, because we're under the curses. But it depends on what you did in your past life as well, because you don't know. You get that feeling sometimes like, dang, I've been here before, or things like, I've been reincarnated, and that's another topic we can go on on another day. But it'd be like, I've been here before. What's going on? I felt this before. That's because you come back every 3 to 4 generations, as is just saying in Exodus. And how could we do the timeline with the Lord? I think that's in Peter. Hold on. I think it's 2 Peter, right? There we go. 2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So 1 day with the Lord is 1,000 years, right? If we had to do the math on that, 1 day to us is 24 hours. So if we was to do 1,000 divided by 24 hours, you would get, let's do it, 1,000 divided by 24 equals 41.6, so 42 years. So 1 day to the Lord, or 1 hour, because 1 day to us is 46 years up in the heavens. 1 hour to the Lord is 46 years. 42 years. 1 hour to the Lord. Because actually I'm dividing it, by 24, because it's 24 hours in this day, And if we divide it by 1,000 years from 20, that's 42 years that Salakio, it's 42 years that the Lord, that's with the Lord for an hour. So 1 hour to the Lord is 42 years. So think of how much time got to pass by. And also, what did it say? Slovakia. Trying to get some fingerprints done. What was I looking up? Slovakia. Doggone it. It'll come back to me. But yeah, beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing that I know what I was looking up. So it said the third and fourth generation. How much is 3 generations? How long is a generation? So, a generation refers to all the people born and living at about the same time regarded collectively. It can also be described as the average period generally considered to be about 20 to 30 years during the children are born and grow up, become adults, and begin to have children. So one generation is 20 to 30 years. So if we had to do the math, we'll just say 25. 25 times 3 is 75. 25 times 4 is 100. So if we do 175, we had to 175 divided by 2. So around about 87.5 years, you were up there in the spiritual realm. So remember, 42 years is 1 hour with the Lord. You know? So 42 plus 42 is 84. So with that said, you're literally up in the spiritual realm for 2 hours. 2 hours. Think about it. You're up there for 2 hours, then you got to come back down here and live in another life and possibly live out what you did in this life. Say you passed away early in your 20s, 30s, or something like that. Well, those sins got up to you, and you passed away. Now you're gonna have to come back in. If you down out now and you're Israelite, then you're gonna come back in the kingdom. You're gonna come back in the kingdom of heaven, and you're gonna be righteous. You're gonna be ashamed because you're gonna be like, man, I didn't listen to those guys that was out there on the highways and byways. I didn't listen. You're gonna be in shame and contempt. You're gonna be hanging your head low. You're gonna be like, man, I should have listened. Look at the glory and powerful, but you're still gonna be a king in the kingdom. But you're gonna have your head low. You're gonna know the laws. You're not gonna go off. So at the same time, I was just doing a little math, trying to get some understanding about that. But yeah, it's been a little minute since I actually went over the 1024 and all that stuff. So I used to have it written down somewhere, but yeah, that's so yeah, after you die, you return back to the Lord and the Son. They judge you of what you've done in the body, good or bad, and then you're in the spiritual realm chilling. You're not worried about stuff down here. You're not sending people stuff down here. You're not worried about stuff. You at a rest. You're happy. You're just like, man, look at this place. Look at the flowers. Look at that. You don't sleep. You don't eat. You don't have sex. You don't do any of this stuff that's down here. You're just taking a rest. Your spirit is taking a rest until it's time to come back. You know, like I said, your body decomposes and go back and feeds the earth. You know, you was made from the dust of the ground. You're not innocent dying. If you in this truth, it's a difference. But if you're just a nigga in the world, you know, or just a regular heathen or a wicked person in the world, you know, there's nothing innocent about your death. You know, I know people like to think that, or like, dang, why they had to go, or why they look the Lord. You got to know the Lord judgments. You got to know how the Lord operate out here, because the people don't know, and that goes into Isaiah 60:2. Gross darkness cover the people because they don't know who the Lord is. You know, the unjust knows no shame. You know, they don't know who the Lord is. They don't know his judgments. What else? There's a spiritual body and a celestial body. You know, so you go back to the fourth dimension. You go back to the spiritual realm, and you take a rest. You know, you resting from this life. This life is hard. This is, like I said, in Ecclesiastes 3:16. This is a place of judgment under the sun. It's a place of judgment. You know, you can get judged any second, especially in America. We're in the valley of dry bones, the valley of death. So you got to be mindful of that. And I'm gonna say shalom, and I hope you was edified. Call halalayunum Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakakadash. All right, see you on the next video.